Hi. Everybody has had the very uncomfortable and often embarrassing experience of having been caught with their pants around their ankles. The thing is, usually pants around ankles are preceded by mistakes in judgment, mistakes in execution, and often there's not a single mistake, but a whole series of smaller ones that precipitates that airy and uncomfortable outcome. I'm Greg Hain of the Hain Coaching Group. This podcast is about helping you prevent those experiences, and in it, I'm going to answer questions you've asked, questions that you haven't asked but should have, and otherwise share some ideas that are designed to keep those pants of yours buckled firmly around your waist. So let's see what I've come up with for today. As at least some of you know, I facilitate peer groups where we bring non-competing contractors together from around the country multiple times a year to work on their businesses together. They help each other, they share best practices, help each other solve problems, so forth and so on. And a couple of years ago, we had a meeting where a contractor came in, and he came in with his pants around his ankles because of a series of events that he really had no control over and could not reasonably have been expected to fully anticipate. He was in a cash flow crisis, and he didn't know what to do. So the group helped him through it. They gave him some suggestions. They provided a lot of emotional support, which I think he appreciated. And they gave him a basic plan as to how to proceed. So when a contractor has a membership in one of these groups, they also have the opportunity to have a coaching call with me, like once a month. And about a month later, this contractor showed up on a coaching call. And he said, Greg, I've put together this, we've done these steps that the group recommended, but I obviously need to have a better plan. And I put together a plan. I want to see what you think. I said, sure, let's go for it. And so he laid out the plan. And what I will tell you is he's laying out the plan. I thought it was a pretty good plan. And he continued through it. And when he finished, he said, okay, what do you think? And I thought for a moment, and I said, no. Eyes got big. It's like, what do you mean, no? What's wrong with it? I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a fine plan. He said, why are you saying no? And I said, look, you have taken the steps you need to alleviate this cash flow problem that you have, but you're not out of the woods, and you know that. And this plan that you've developed, even if it works well, it's going to take you 6 months or 8 months to know, isn't it? He goes, yeah. And I said, this plan kind of has to work, or you could be out of business in a year or less, right? He said, yeah. So I said, I think you need more plans. I said, look, when you are in a situation where you only have one course of action, you're a robot. When you have two, that's a dilemma. That's not fun. Maybe more fun than being a robot, but it's still not fun. What you need to have true choice is at least 3 options. So I think that you need to develop 2 other plans that can run concurrently with the other plan. They don't have to conflict. They can be separate plans, and then monitor all 3 of them and monitor them and adjust them as you go along. And you've got like triple the chance of hitting something that works. So he kind of nodded and said, okay. And we went on from there. I'm glad to report to you that he's still in business. He's doing really well. He's learned a lesson, got the pants off the ankles and up back around the waist. But for you to keep the pants off your ankles, keep in mind that when you have difficult choices that you've got to work through, to have real choice, you need 3 options, not just one. Hope that helps. And if it does, I would encourage you to subscribe to this podcast where we're going to give you other ways to keep those pants firmly buckled around your waist. Have a great day.